What's up, Nakama? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a question that's at the very heart of One Piece. Who truly respects Monkey D. Luffy? It's not just about who likes him. It's about who acknowledges his strength, his will, and his impact on the world. We're going deep, from the characters who want him erased from existence to those who would die for him without a second thought. So, we're introducing the Luffy Respect O-Meter, a scale from -10% to 100% to rank the most important figures in his life. Let's get into it. First up, we have the King of the World, the Empty Throne's secret occupant, Imu. For Imu, Luffy isn't just a pirate, he's a threat to the entire world order. But it's deeper than that. With the reveal of Luffy's Gear 5 and his connection to the sun god Nika, we know that Luffy is the reincarnation of Joy Boy, the one person who Imu and the world government have tried to erase from history. Luffy represents freedom, the dawn of a new era, and the antithesis of everything Imu stands for. This isn't just a lack of respect, it's a fundamental opposition. Imu doesn't just want Luffy dead, he wants him, and the idea of him, to have never existed. So where does Imu land on the Respect-O-Meter? A rock-bottom -10%. It's a level of hatred that transcends personal animosity and becomes ideological warfare. Next, we have the Fleet Admiral of the Marines, the man with a magma fist and a heart of ice, Akainu. His philosophy of absolute justice leaves no room for nuance. At Marineford, he saw Luffy as nothing more than the son of the world's most wanted criminal, a pest to be exterminated. He didn't just try to kill Luffy, he succeeded in killing Ace right in front of him, leaving a permanent scar on Luffy's chest and his heart. He doesn't respect Luffy's strength, only the threat it represents. He sees Luffy as a cancer that needs to be cut out, and his personal vendetta is clear. On the Respect-O-Meter, Akainu clocks in at -5%. He doesn't have the same cosmic level hatred as Imu, but his disdain is as fiery as his Magu Magu no Mi. Now for a man who is Luffy's dark mirror, Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard. This is a fascinating one. Blackbeard doesn't disrespect Luffy in the same way Akainu does. He sees Luffy as a rival, a fellow dreamer on the path to becoming Pirate King. He acknowledged Luffy's ambition back in Jaya, even giving him a speech about dreams. But make no mistake, this is not friendship. Blackbeard is a pure opportunist. He sees Luffy as a stepping stone, a tool to be used, or an obstacle to be removed. He's the antithesis of Luffy's inherited will, a D who brings chaos and darkness instead of joy and liberation. His respect is purely pragmatic. He acknowledges Luffy's power, but he would crush him without a moment's hesitation to achieve his own goals. It's the respect of a predator for its prey. For that, Blackbeard sits right at the neutral point, 0%. Now we're moving into the positive, but just barely. Let's talk about the former Shichibukai Sir Crocodile. He started with absolute contempt for Luffy. In Alabasta, he saw Luffy as an insignificant insect, a kid playing pirate. He defeated him twice, leaving him for dead. But Luffy kept coming back, and in the end, he was the one to take Crocodile down. Fast forward to Impel Down and Marineford, and we see a shift. Crocodile still has his arrogance, but there's a grudging respect. He helps Luffy, not out of the goodness of his heart, but because he sees Luffy as a force of nature that can stir up the world. He recognizes Luffy's indomitable will, and that's something even a man as proud as Crocodile has to acknowledge. It's a low 15% on the Respect-O-Meter, but it's a start. Next, we have the Heavenly Yaksha, Don Quixote do Flamingo. Daffy is a master of manipulation, a man who sees people as puppets. He initially mocked Luffy, seeing him as a naive fool who didn't understand how the world really works. But as the Dressrosa arc unfolded, that mockery turned into genuine concern. Doflamingo, a man who feared nothing, started to see the same terrifying power in Luffy that he saw in the world nobles he so despised. He recognized Luffy's ability to draw people to him, to turn enemies into allies, and in their final battle, when Luffy unleashed Gear 4th, Doflamingo was shocked. He saw a power that could shatter his carefully constructed world. He still sees Luffy as a fool, but a dangerous one. That's a solid 25% respect, born not from admiration, but from fear. Rounding out the low tiers is the cold-blooded assassin of CP0, Rob Lucci. In Enies Lobby, Lucci was the ultimate antagonist. He was stronger, faster, and more ruthless than anyone Luffy had ever faced. He saw Luffy's ideals as a weakness, a childish fantasy. But in their brutal, all-out brawl, Luffy pushed Lucci to his absolute limit and beyond. When Luffy finally defeated him with the Gum Gum Jet Gatling, it wasn't just a physical victory, it was an ideological one. Fast forward to Egghead, and we see a new dynamic. Lucci is still an enemy, but he's forced to team up with Luffy. He acknowledges Luffy's power, especially after witnessing Gear 5. He doesn't like it, but he can't deny it. It's the respect of a warrior for a stronger warrior, a grudging 35%. Kicking off the mid-tiers is the G5 Vice Admiral, Smoker the White Hunter. From their first encounter in Logtown, Smoker has been a persistent pursuer of Luffy. But, unlike other Marines, Smoker's pursuit isn't born from blind hatred. It's a matter of duty, and over time, it's become tinged with a deep, begrudging respect. In Alabasta, he let the Straw Hats go after learning the truth about Crocodile. In Punk Hazard, he was forced to team up with Luffy, and he saw firsthand Luffy's unwavering commitment to his friends. Smoker is a man with his own code of honor, and he sees a similar, albeit chaotic, code in Luffy. He respects Luffy's character, even if he's sworn to capture him. It's a complex relationship, a cat and mouse game built on a foundation of mutual acknowledgement. That's a solid 45%. At the halfway point, we have the Surgeon of Death, Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. Their relationship started as a strategic alliance to take down a Yonko, but it's evolved into something much more. Law is a pragmatist, a schemer who always thinks 10 steps ahead. He was initially exasperated by Luffy's impulsiveness, but he also saw that it was that very impulsiveness that allowed them to succeed where careful planning would have failed. Law came to respect Luffy's incredible strength and his ability to inspire loyalty in others. He entrusted Luffy with the final fight against Kaido, a testament to his faith in Luffy's power. It's not the blind loyalty of a crewmate, but it's a deep, earned respect between two captains. A well-deserved 50%. Just a little higher, we have the captain of the Kid Pirates, Eustace, Captain Kid. Kid is Luffy's polar opposite in many ways. He's ruthless, violent, and has a cynical view of the world. But he's also a fellow member of the worst generation, a man who dreams of becoming Pirate King. Their relationship is one of pure rivalry. They bickered and competed in the Udon prison mines, but they also fought together against Kaido and Big Mom. Kid would never admit it, but he respects Luffy's strength and his refusal to bow down to anyone. He sees Luffy as a benchmark, the man he has to surpass to achieve his dream. It's a competitive respect, a desire to be better than the man who is arguably his greatest rival. It's a fiery 55%. Now we're getting into the territory of true admiration. And who better to start with than the Pirate Empress, Boa Hancock? Hancock's respect for Luffy is a unique blend of love and admiration. Initially, she despised all men, but Luffy's selfless and innocent nature completely won her over. She was shocked when he showed no interest in her beauty and was even more impressed when he stood up to the world nobles to protect her sisters. She respects his strength, of course, but more than that, she respects his character. She sees in him a purity and a kindness that she thought had been extinguished from the world. Her love for him is all-consuming, but it's built on a foundation of genuine respect for the man he is, a solid 65%. Next up, we have the Knight of the Sea, the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates, Jinbei. Jinbei's respect for Luffy is deep and profound. He first met Luffy in Impel Down, and he was immediately struck by his spirit. He watched Luffy's rampage through the prison and his desperate attempts to save Ace at Marineford. He was the one who helped Luffy recover from the trauma of Ace's death, reminding him of what he still had to live for. Jinbei is a man of honor and duty, and he sees in Luffy a captain worthy of his loyalty. He respects Luffy's ideals, his dream of a world where all races can coexist peacefully. He's not just a crewmate, he's a mentor and a loyal friend. That's a powerful 70%. This one is special. Charlotte Katakuri, the strongest of the Big Mom Pirates' sweet commanders, is one of the few antagonists who came to truly respect Luffy as an equal. Their battle in the Mirror World was one of the best in the series. A clash of wills and haki. Katakuri, a man who had never been defeated, was pushed to his limits by Luffy. He was so impressed by Luffy's resilience and his determination to grow stronger that he started to enjoy the fight. In the end, he even wounded himself to even the odds after his sister interfered. When Luffy finally won, Katakuri wasn't angry. He was satisfied. He saw in Luffy a man who could potentially do what he couldn't, defeat Big Mom. He fell on his back as a sign of respect, acknowledging Luffy as his equal. That's a rare and powerful 75%. Rounding out the high tiers is the self-proclaimed Kozuki Oden Yamato. Yamato's respect for Luffy is instantaneous and absolute. Having read Oden's journal, Yamato has been waiting for years for the person who would come to Wano and liberate it from Kaido's tyranny. When Luffy arrived, Yamato saw in him the same spirit as Oden, the same drive for freedom. Yamato idolizes Luffy, seeing him as the one who will bring the dawn to the world. He fought alongside Luffy against his own father, a testament to his faith in Luffy's cause. He sees Luffy not just as a powerful pirate, but as a figure of prophecy, the joy boy that the world has been waiting for. It's a level of respect that borders on worship, a solid 80%. We are now in the presence of legends, and it doesn't get more legendary than Edward Newgate, the man known as Whitebeard. The strongest man in the world, a rival to the Pirate King himself, had no reason to pay any mind to a rookie pirate. But at Marineford, he saw something special in Luffy. He saw the same indomitable will that he had seen in Roger. When Luffy unconsciously unleashed his Conqueror's haki, Whitebeard knew. He ordered his men to back Luffy up, entrusting the future to this young upstart. He saw in Luffy the one who would carry on Ace's will and shake the world to its core. Coming from a man of Whitebeard's stature, that's not just respect, it's a passing of the torch. A legendary 85%. At our next level, we have the world's strongest swordsman, Dracul Hawkeyes, Mihawk. Mihawk is a man who values strength above all else. But when he encountered Luffy at Marineford, it wasn't Luffy's physical strength that impressed him. It was his ability to turn everyone around him into an ally. Friends, enemies, it didn't matter. Luffy has a charisma that bends the world to his will. Mihawk called it the most dangerous power in all the seas. For a man as solitary and self-reliant as Mihawk to recognize this kind of power is the ultimate sign of respect. He's not just acknowledging Luffy's potential to be strong, he's acknowledging a power that transcends strength itself. A sharp 90%. Was there ever any doubt? The man who set Luffy on his path, the Yonko red-haired Shanks, is next. Shanks saw the spirit of Gold D. Roger in a small, loudmouth kid in Fuchsia Village. And in a moment that would become legendary, he bet his arm on the new generation, on Luffy. He gave Luffy his treasured straw hat, a symbol of his promise to become a great pirate. Shanks' respect is that of a mentor, a role model, and a future rival. He's been watching Luffy's journey from afar, smiling at his growing bounty and his incredible achievements. He's waiting for the day when Luffy will stand before him as a great pirate, ready to fulfill their promise. It's a respect that has shaped the entire series, a powerful 95%. And finally, we have the first mate, the man who would be the world's strongest swordsman, pirate hunter Roronoa Zoro. Zoro's respect for Luffy is absolute. It is the bedrock upon which the Straw Hat Pirates are built. From the moment he was saved by Luffy, he has dedicated his life to making Luffy the Pirate King. But this is not blind loyalty. It is a deep, unwavering respect for his captain. Zoro is the one who keeps the crew in line, the one who reminds them of the harsh realities of the pirate world. He was ready to throw away his own dream to save Luffy at Thriller Bark, taking on all of his captain's pain and fatigue without a second thought. For Zoro, Luffy is not just his friend, he is his king, and he will cut down anyone who stands in the way of his king's dream. It is the purest, most absolute form of respect in the entire series. A perfect 100%. And that's our list. From the absolute hatred of Imu to the unwavering loyalty of Zoro, Luffy's journey has been defined by the respect he's earned. He's a force of nature that changes everyone he meets. But what do you guys think? Is there anyone we missed? Would you change the order? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more One Piece content. Until next time, Nakama!